This video is sponsored by Filmora Go. What is going on, everyone? Jason here, going back temporarily to the old school Food Wishes of Tech voiceover style video. I'm in the process of moving, so bear with me a bit until I get the new studio up and running. Bigger and better things to come in the near future. Anyway, today I want to talk about a conundrum that many of you may be facing. With the new iPhone 12, 12 Pro, 12 Pro Max, and the 12 mini all receiving stellar reviews, a lot of you may be wondering, should you go ahead and get one of those popular devices now, or should you wait until later this year and roll the dice with the new, highly anticipated iPhone 13? As always, there's a lot of hype brewing about Apple's newest iPhone lineup, and even though it's not going to be debuted until later this year, today I thought I'd do a video going over what we can anticipate the newest iPhone will bring to the table to help you decide if it's worth waiting for. Now before we get into the review, in case you're new here, I'm Jason. I would really appreciate it if you give this video a thumbs up, it really does help me out. And in case you're a tech junkie like me, don't forget to subscribe to the channel so you can stay up to date with all the reviews. Okay, first let's get into size and physical design. So word on the street is that Apple is going to drop 4 different versions of the new iPhone 13, much like they did last year. So you can expect an iPhone 13 and a 13 Pro, the big boy iPhone 13 Pro Max, and a tiny 13 mini. And when it comes to dimensions, we're likely not going to see any differences to the current lineup. The iPhone 13 and 13 Pro will most likely come with a 6.1-inch display, while the 13 Pro Max will be 6.7 inches, and the 13 mini coming in at 5.4. Now I know sales of the iPhone 12 mini have been pretty lackluster, but personally I'm super glad to hear that Apple isn't giving up on the form factor yet. I've said this 1,000 times, but folks who actually tried the mini out love it, and it's great to see that it's coming back. Now there isn't much in the rumor mill around the build material being any different. You can expect the flat design to make a return, with the non-Pro models continuing to use aluminum as their frames with a glossy back panel, and the Pro models using stainless steel and have that very nice frosted glass back. Now we're likely going to see some new colors, possibly mirroring the colors of the new iMac lineup. Seems to be a theme Apple is working towards this year, but overall not much difference when it comes to look and feel, but rumor does have it we should expect some minor differences. First off, the iPhone 13 lineup is going to be a bit thicker than what was debuted last year, mainly because rumor has it that Apple is going to equip their 2021 phones with bigger batteries. I personally love this direction. I've always been in the camp that preferred battery life over a phone being too slim, something I really appreciated on the iPhone 11 Pro Max. The battery life on that phone really set a high bar for me, and I welcome Apple making their new devices thick boys, if it means getting to that degree of battery life. And the reason why this is more than likely true is because another rumor around the iPhone 13 lineup is that Apple is finally bringing the 120Hz ProMotion display to their flagship devices. Now this is pretty exciting because this has been on the iPhone wishlist for a long time now, and we know it's going to be sick because the newer iPad Pros are equipped with their high refresh rate displays and look amazing, and man, it's about time. High refresh rate displays are essentially the standard at this point, so it's a bit frustrating that Apple has been so late to the party, but the good thing is I'm confident it'll be well executed from the get-go, and I'm glad to see that they're taking into consideration battery concerns as they get ready to roll this feature out. Now I should make note that we're likely only going to see the ProMotion displays on the iPhone 13 Pro and the Pro Max. It's possible that the non-Pro models will also have it, but leakers are suggesting that there's efforts being made to better differentiate the Pro models, and I think that makes sense, as this does help justify the higher cost. Now before we get into the other anticipated features of the iPhone 13 lineup, I want to give a big shout out to today's video sponsor, Filmora Go. One of the main things people are using for their phones these days is for creating and sharing video content. With platforms like TikTok, Instagram, and YouTube being extremely popular, smartphone content creation is now a legit part of the creator ecosystem. And while shooting video on your phone is pretty simple to do, editing isn't as easy. Well, that's before I started using Filmora Go. Filmora Go is an extremely robust, super easy to use video editor that you can use completely on your phone. You can take existing videos you've taken on your device and use Filmora Go's basic video editing features, such as the trim tool to cut out parts that you don't need, the music button to add music, which is royalty free by the way, and even use a variety of different filters and effects to enhance the production value of your content. Filmora Go also has some great tools to complement your phone's cameras to help you create more unique content, such as the augmented reality props and the face tuning capabilities. And if you have an iPhone XR or newer, you can also take advantage of the app's double take feature, which allows you to film using multiple cameras at once. What I love about Filmora Go is how simple it is to use. Seriously, anyone could learn how to use this app in a matter of minutes. It's extremely intuitive and user-friendly, and it's awesome that you could use an app like this to put together a really high production piece of content in minutes on the same phone that you shot the video on. It's so much better than trying to get this to a computer to edit, and honestly, it's so much more fun. If you guys want to check out Filmora Go, you can download it for free using the link in the description. The company is also going to give out some free trials to you guys to check out Filmora Go Pro. All you have to do is comment down below and mention Filmora Go iOS in your comment and say something about it. Take your video content to the next level and download Filmora Go today. Now, in addition to the thicker body for a larger battery and updated displays, leaks of CAD renderings of the iPhone 13's camera housing also show that the new phones will likely have some upgraded camera hardware. Now, there's not too much information out there to suggest anything too crazy. It's likely that Apple is just planning on making the sensors a bit larger and perhaps implementing the sensor shift stabilization feature that's on the 12 Pro Max on all the 13 models. But the 13 Pro Max camera bump looks pretty huge in this rendering, so I'm hoping Apple has something unique up its sleeve that's associated with this significant difference in size. Now, when it comes to performance, we're of course going to see the new iPhones equipped with Apple's latest in-house mobile processor, which is always great to see. If it follows in the same vein as the other A series chips, it'll likely be super overkill, which means the phone will comfortably last buyers quite a long time over many software updates, and continually provide that reliable, super smooth iOS experience. Now, another area where there's going to be more of a noticeable physical difference is likely going to be in the infamous iPhone notch. Sadly, it's not going away completely, but many rumors have confirmed that the new iPhone 13s will have a much smaller notch than before. This is because the components that go into the true depth sensor and overall hardware for Face ID have been reduced in size. Honestly, even though it is smaller, I feel as though it's gonna have the same impact the other larger notch gave off. Personally, I don't even care that much because I am a huge advocate of Face ID, enough to the point where I'll gladly take a notch in order to keep it. So I am glad that Apple isn't getting rid of what I think is the most sophisticated and least intrusive biometric security measure there is. Speaking of security, there are also rumors that Apple is testing in-display fingerprint readers to potentially add as a secondary security option. This would be super useful as Face ID has kind of been rendered useless in this masked world that we've been living in. Again, this is another area where Apple is late to the party, as most modern phones have some kind of in-display fingerprint reader already. Personally on this one though, I never felt as though Apple had to go into too much effort to get one because of the success of Face ID, but I definitely welcome this addition as it would be a really nice to have. Now, in addition to the features just covered, there are some additional rumors here and there. No, I highly doubt that the new iPhone 13s will be completely portless, even though that seems to be a direction that Apple wants to go in the future. And no, sadly, we're likely not going to see the iPhone adopt USB Type-C, mainly because Apple doesn't have to, and has only to gain right now by keeping it around. And that's basically what we know so far. Now, to bring back the conundrum I brought back at the beginning of the video, are these features enough to make you take a pass on the current iPhone 12 lineup and wait until September when the new ones drop? Or if you're like me and you're already rocking one of the new iPhones, are these features enough to make you upgrade right away? Personally, even though I am going to hold on to a disclaimer that I might change my mind when the phones actually do come out, I would say for most consumers, it's probably not worth the wait or the upgrade. By and large, this is an iterative S update in my opinion, not a major design overhaul. That said though, I think the combination of the 120Hz ProMotion display and the addition of an in-display fingerprint reader would be enough to change my mind, mainly because those features do impact the day-to-day user experience in a pretty noticeable way. But it may be a stretch to think that the new iPhone 13 will have both. We'll just have to wait and see what Apple comes out with. But hey, that's just me, and I want to hear what you guys think. What are you guys most excited about for the new iPhone 13? Do you think it's going to live up to the hype, or do you think it's just another iPhone? Curious to get your thoughts. Let me know what you guys are thinking in the comments down below. Okay, that's about it for this quick review. Don't forget to leave me a thumbs up if you guys found it useful. Again, I'd really appreciate it. Check out these other reviews if you're looking for more, and I'll see you guys in the next one.